Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about our next couple of storm systems. We've been tracking Winter Storm Phyllis as well as this recent system that moved through areas of the Midwest and the Great Lakes region and dropped a decent amount of snow, but nothing super impressive to warrant a winter storm. We are just below that cusp in most spots. So, what's next? Well, I've been tracking for the past few days the potential for a nor'easter. So, as that system that we were talking about yesterday with the severe threat in Arkansas, as that moved through the northeast, there was a very strong cold front, and that is bringing in a lot of Arctic air. Now, as that Arctic air filters in, we have our setup. We have cold air in place. We also have the track in place for a nor'easter, and you can see that we are seeing a low pressure form on land and just move in the perfect route for areas such as maybe DC, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, all to get snowfall. Now, of varying degrees and varying strengths, but it does seem like there is that possibility for some strong snowfall in the Northeast. Now, whether or not we see a winter storm get named from this, our next winter storm name is, I believe, Quinlan, something like that. I would have to do a name pronunciation or something. It's an odd name. Now, after this potential nor'easter, there's also a low pressure that moves out into the plains and potentially brings in a very slow-moving storm that just continues to produce a lot of snowfall, and potentially we will see 6 to 12 inches from this. Even though it does seem like a very small storm, it just moves very slowly through the plains. So here is the snowfall totals, the potential snowfall totals for that nor'easter, as well as that slow-moving clipper across the plains. So in the Northeast, I think that the area to watch here is New York City. If New York City gets 6 inches of snow, we will see this storm get named. If not, we don't. In terms of the plain system, I don't know. I think that this might be in just the perfect spot for it not to get named. But there is the potential with, just slight shifts for more populated areas, such as maybe Chicago or St. Louis. Kansas City's right on the cusp there too, for this storm to get named as well. So, in terms of which of these I think is more likely to get named, I think it's going to be the nor'easter. Typically, when we have nor'easters in the Northeast, it doesn't take as much for the Weather Channel to name it because it is a significant storm. Mostly because of the pure amount of people that will be affected by any type of nor'easter. I mean, I think there's probably maybe over 30 million people in the Northeast corridor. So that's a very easy tipping point if they're going to name a storm, even if there are no winter storm warnings in place. Now, based on the current projections, the current trends, this has been shifting very slightly north. We are seeing this swath of potentially 5 to 8 inches of snowfall move from areas like DC to areas like Philadelphia. Now it's in areas like New York. And if it continues like that, we could see it maybe move up to Boston or maybe even north of that. But now that we are seeing this, that front has moved through at this point. It's moved through even before I'm recording this, which is the night before you're seeing this. It's already moved through, which gives us a very good, setup. It shows us what we're looking at the moment. So we kind of don't have that other factor in play. How strong is the cold front going to be to bring in that cold air to allow for the snowy nor'easter instead of rain? Now, in terms of moisture, I think the moisture is there. Could it be stronger? Yes. Is it looking like it's going to be stronger? Probably not. So we're looking at something that's very much on the cusp of being named, and it's really going to come down to location and impacts. If the location that it hits will be very impactful, such as any of the major cities, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, DC, Baltimore, if any of those spots get hit in the kind of the core of the storm, this will get named. If it doesn't, if it goes south of DC, north of Boston, it won't get named. If it goes west of any of those cities, just won't get named. So I will be continuing to update you guys on both these systems, if they get named, if they don't get named, their impacts, current model runs, all that stuff. So stay tuned here for continuing coverage on these two systems. But that is all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. And I'll see you guys next time.